Hey, welcome to Tabletop Baseball Plus. Very excited tonight. Going to be playing some Glory Days Boxing. This is a game that was invented by and designed by, created by, whatever you want to call it, by Anthony over at Bleacher Bums Gaming. This is his game. And he was very kind to send me the PDF version of it. And so I've printed off what you need to get going here. And I'm going to play a bout between Lennox Lewis and Tommy Morrison. If you really want to see this game professionally played, I would definitely suggest checking out his channel. I'm not really going to go into how it's played. He has videos on that. I'm just going to try to play it and try not to mess up. That's my main thing. That's my number one goal here, which I probably will, but we'll see. So Lennox Lewis, Tommy Morrison. Tommy Morrison will be in the blue corner. I've got a little card underlay here signifying the red and the blue. The only traits are Lennox Lewis, you subtract 1 from his chin KO rating. Tommy Morrison does not have any traits. So I was going to use some referees, but I'm not. I'm just going to use just a regular judges chart. I'm not going to make any adjustments for referees or judges. I think that's what I should have said, judges. So it's just going to be a basically a basic game, a basic bout here. So we're ready to go. First thing you're going to do is roll these two, and that's the blue, or the red, and that's the blue result. So we'll look up here, a 1. Inside 2 stars for Lennox Lewis. Outside is blank for Morrison. So that means Lennox Lewis will be the aggressor. And right off the bat, we get a 20 on the D20. So possible cut, but if he lands the punch, 55 on the inside is a miss. So he misses the punch. We'll roll for a counter punch for Tommy Morrison, and he does not counter. So nothing happening in the first segment. We'll go to the second segment. 2 for Lennox Lewis. Inside is nothing, blank. 4 for Morrison. Outside 1 star. So Morrison is going to be in control here. And a 17 on the D20, so nothing there. 10 on the outside. A 10 is going to be a 2-point jab for Tommy Morrison. Now let's check the defense for Lennox Lewis, a 20, but there's nothing there. So we'll move on to the next segment. So 2 for Lennox Lewis is inside blank, and then a 1 is outside blank. So both fighters will have an offensive go at it here. No defense. And we get a 3 on the D20, and 09 is going to be a punch landed, and it's a 4-point cross. And a 3 is inside his power range, so we'll check for his chin rating of Tommy Morrison is a 6 or less. So we get a 7, so he is not knocked down, but he is stunned. So he is stunned, and that means that in the next segment, it'll be an offensive only roll for Lennox Lewis. We'll move to the next segment, and this will be only for Lennox Lewis. A 3, so an outside offensive go at it here for Lennox Lewis, and an 85 is going to be clinching, so nothing going on as Tommy Morrison regains his composure, and we go to the next segment. 3 is outside 2 stars, so 5 is inside 2 stars. So again, both fighters with some offensive flurry here. And an 03 on the outside is going to be a 4-point jab. And so now Morrison will go at it with an 80. 80 on the inside is going to be a miss. So nothing for Morrison in that segment. It's 8-2 so far in the round. Next segment, 3 is outside 2 stars, 5 inside 2 stars. Again, Lennox Lewis is in control first. A 23 on the outside is going to be 4-point cross. So he's up to 12. And Morrison, 38 on the inside is 2-point hook. So we'll move to the sixth segment of the round. 5 and a 5, inside and inside. Both fighters on the inside. We'll look at Lennox Lewis first. 49. 49 is a miss. Tommy Morrison with the 57 and a 5, and that's within his power range. 57, however, is going to be a miss. So he misses with the punch. Next segment, 6, outside 1, outside blank. So Lennox Lewis on the outside with a 22. That'll be a 4-point cross. He's up to 11. Wait a minute. That's 16. 16. And let's check the defense for Tommy Morrison. 15, so nothing there. We'll go to the last segment of the round. And Lennox Lewis has the momentum. 2 stars inside for Lennox. And 2 stars inside for Tommy Morrison. So again, both fighters going at it. And a 54. 54 is going to be a miss for Lennox Lewis. And then a 99. 99 is an event. An event, so we need to roll on the event chart. We get a 65. Fighter hits wall, loses 5 extra stamina points this round. So Tommy Morrison's going to lose 5 extra stamina points as we end the round right there. Alright, so Lennox Lewis was 16, and then Morrison was 4, so that's a difference of 12. We'll come down here to the judges chart. Basically, unless I roll a 20, it's going to be 10-9 Lennox Lewis. 10-9, 10-9, 10-9. And then 9's across for Tommy. And so stamina, he's going to drop 21 points on the stamina. So that's 39. 39 for Tommy Morrison, and then a 66 for Lennox Lewis. As we'll go to round 2. And put that back. Here we go. And a 3-3 should be this way. Outside 2 stars, inside 1. So Lennox Lewis in charge here with a 50. Got a 2 on the D20, but a 50 is going to be a miss. See if Morrison can counter. He cannot. All right, Lennox Lewis with a 1, 2 stars inside, and then a 1 star outside. So Lennox Lewis again in control. 87 though is going to be a clinch, so nothing going on there. All right, a 3 and a 2, outside 2, inside 2. Both fighters with offensive rolls here. 15. 15 on the outside is 2-point jab for Lennox Lewis. Tommy Morrison. 30. 30 on the inside is 3-point hook. And he does have a power, it's a power shot. So let's check. It's a chin rating for Lennox Lewis, and he has -1 from his chin knockout, not his chin knocked down, but it's an 11, so nothing there. We'll move to the next segment. He's not knocked down or stunned. 1 is inside 2 stars, outside 1, so Lennox Lewis will be in charge here. Oh, another 99, so we need to roll again for an event. 77. Opponent loses 5 extra stamina points this round from body blows. So Tommy Morrison's going to lose 5 extra stamina points again in this round. And we will... That was an event. So we will go to the next one. The next segment was a 2, 2 and a 5, 2 inside blank, and then a 5 inside 2 stars. Tommy Morrison will take control. On the inside of 59, does he connect? He does not. It's a miss. Counter for Lennox. A 5, it is a 2-point counter. 2-point counter punch from Lennox Lewis. And we'll move to the next one. The next segment of the round here. 3, outside 2, and 1 is outside blank, so Lennox Lewis again. 65 on the outside. 65 is going to be a miss. Counter punch for Tommy Morrison is a miss. Next segment, 5 for Lennox Lewis. Inside 2, outside blank. Lennox Lewis in control here. 49, that was a 4. 49. 49 on the inside is a miss. Counter for Morrison is a miss. Next segment, a 4, outside 2, and then a 1, outside blank. Lennox Lewis on the outside here. 65 is going to be a miss. Let's check the counter. No counter for Tommy. So 1 inside 2, and then a 4 is outside 1. Inside 2 is on Lennox Lewis. 91 is going to be a clinch. So no cut or anything, as that was a cut roll, but clinching. That's all for the segment. 4, outside 2 stars, and then a 2 inside 2 stars. Both fighters with offensive rolls here. 48. 48 on the outside is going to be a 2-point hook. Now for Morrison, an 87 is going to be a miss. So we go to the final segment of the round. 5 is outside or inside 2. 4 is outside 1. So Lennox Lewis in control. And 77 is going to be a miss, I believe. Inside 77, miss. So that'll end the round. And it's a 6-3. 6-3 for Lennox Lewis. That's Tommy playing a lot of defense. So it's a 3-point edge. So 1-3. 1 to 11, it's going to be 10-9. So 10-9. And then 9-10. And 10-9. So it's going to go 10, 9, 10. And then 9, 10, 9. That's how the judges see things for round number 2. So round number 3, and I see stamina, Tommy's going to lose an extra 5 again, down to 33, and then 28. And then 3 off of Lennox Lewis makes him 63. Still fresh. Lennox still feeling good about himself. So round 3, here we go. 4, outside 2 for Lennox, inside 2 for Tommy Morrison, and we get a 53 for Lennox. He's in charge first here. 53 on the outside is a miss, just barely. And for Tommy, an 11 on the inside is going to be a 3-point cross. So Tommy lands a punch finally. A good one. A 1 is inside 2, and then an inside 1. So Lennox Lewis in charge with an 81. 81 on the inside is going to be a miss. Counter punch is missed by Tommy Morrison. Next segment. 4 is outside 2, and then a 5 is inside 2. We've had that before. Both fighters, offensive rolls. A 10 on the outside is going to be a 3-point jab. And Tommy, with his offensive roll, is a 26 on the inside. Is a 4-point hook. 4-point hook. So it's now 3-7, 7-3. Go to the next segment. Morrison is in charge. Well, has the momentum anyway. 6 if they're even, but a 6 outside 1. 4 is outside 1, so Tommy Morrison will go first. A 35 on the outside is a 2-point hook. Lennox Lewis, 51 on the outside, 3-point uppercut, makes him up to 6, and he got a 4 on his power, so it's in his power range. So we'll need to check Tommy Morrison's chin. It's a 7, so he is stunned. He gets stunned, so this next segment will be Lennox Lewis only. And he's going to be coming from the outside. And a 43 is a 3-point hook. So next segment goes back to normal. Fighters are back to normal. A 5 is inside 2, and then a 2 is inside 2. Both fighters inside. Lennox Lewis will be up first, 31. 31's 2-point hook. Tommy Morrison with his offensive roll, an 80. He got the 2 on the D20, but an 80 is going to be a miss. So we'll go to the next segment. 4, outside 2, and a 3 is inside 1, so Lennox Lewis is up. 88 is going to be a miss, though. I'm pretty sure it is. Now we need a counter punch by Morrison. Is nothing. Miss. Alright, next segment. A 1, inside 2, and then a 6, outside blank. So inside for Lennox Lewis. 60. 60 is going to be a miss. Counter punch by Tommy Morrison is a 9, and that's not in the range. Next segment, Lennox Lewis inside 2, Tommy Morrison outside 1, so Lennox Lewis again up. Tommy trying to counter. 54. 54 is going to be a miss. Tommy with the counter punch. Nope. Last segment of the round. 4 is outside 2. 3 is inside 1. So Lennox Lewis up again. And a 76 is going to be a miss. And so counterpunch by Tommy is a 1, and that is going to be a 3-point or 2-point hook. So 11. It's 11-11 is the final in a round. If you look at the punch chart, punches landed 11 and 11. So even Steven. Let's roll the D20 and see what happens here. It's a 1, so the red corner wins that. Judge 1, 10-9. Let's go ahead and write that down. Judge 1, 10-9. Judge 2, the blue corner wins at 10-9. Judge 3, a 16, had it all even, 10-10. So 11 punches landed for each, and a 28 is a 17. 63-52 on the stamina. And we're ready for round 4 of 10. Let's see. It'll be the red corner in control if it is tied. 3, outside 2, outside no. So Lennox Lewis, I don't need to roll that one. Lennox Lewis only here. 46. 46 on the outside is a 2-point hook. Check the defense for Tommy. No defense, no defensive change on the 2-point hook. 6 is all the way around, a 1 and a blank. So it's Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis on the outside. 48 on the outside. 48 is a 2-point hook. Let's check the defense for Tommy Morrison. A 7, nothing. He's a 1-5 for any defensive changes. The next segment. A 3, outside 2, and then a 4 is outside 1. Lennox Lewis maintaining his momentum here. 44. 44 on the outside is a 3-point hook. So he's up to 7, and then defense is nothing there for Tommy. We'll go to the third segment. Up. All right, a 4, outside 2, and then a 5, inside 2. So Lennox Lewis on the outside with a 16, 2-point jab. And then Tommy Morrison inside with a 70. Does he land it? He does not. It's a miss. So we'll go to the next segment. Tommy Morrison getting shut out here in this round. 4 is outside 2. 5 is inside 2. Again, Lennox Lewis on the inside and an 0-9. Look out. 4-point cross. Puts him up to 13, and he got a 3 on the D20. So a chin check for Tommy Morrison. And he's stunned again. He is stunned, so it'll be an offensive only for Lennox Lewis in the next segment. I think he still gets a roll here. I'm not sure on that. Timeout. So I think if he's stunned or hurt, we just go to the next segment, and it's going to be an offensive only for Lennox Lewis. 4 will be outside on the roll. And an 0-4 is a 4-point jab And a possible cut for Tommy Morrison, so we'll need to check. He's a 1-7. It's 14, so he's not cut. And we'll go to the next round as he has regained. It's up 17-0 right now as far as punches landed. Lennox Lewis is. Inside 2 stars. And a 4 is outside 1. So Lennox Lewis again in charge. 22. 22 on the inside is a 3-point hook. And he got a power shot, and it is a power shot. So a chin check. 11, he is stunned again. So we'll go to the next segment, and an offensive roll for Lennox Lewis. We don't need the blue. 6 is on the outside. And an 0-1 is a 4-point jab. Tommy getting beat up in this round. Trying to hang on here. We're down to the 8th segment of the round. A 3, outside 2. The 2 is inside 2. Lennox Lewis is up first. And it's an 0-8. 0-8 on the outside is a 3-point jab. That takes him up to 27. Just have to remember that, I guess. And then see if Tommy can get on the board here, and maybe a TKO check. Hold on. Okay, as soon as the fighter is 15 points behind, you need to do a TKO check. So I should have done that when I got to around 15. I'm at like 27 right now, so we'll need to do a TKO check, which is the will rating right here, a 6 for Tommy Morrison. It's a 19, so he's okay for this segment. And he does need to roll for Tommy. And a 19, and he was on the inside, is a 2-point cross. So he does counter with a cross. And we'll go to the next segment. The last segment of the round, a 3, is outside 2, outside blank. So Lennox Lewis will get the roll here. 39. 39 on the outside is a 4-point hook, so that makes him up to 31. And a counter punch. Let's check the TKO. He escapes that. And the defense is nothing there for Tommy either. So an absolute destruction there, 31-2 by Lennox Lewis. So we'll look at the judges, see what the judges say about this one. Obviously it was domination by Lennox Lewis. A 15 is going to be a 10-8 round for Judge 1. Judge 2 is 1-8. It's a 10-9. I don't know what he was looking at, but Judge 3, also a 10-9. Obviously Tommy Morrison is out of stamina. He is at 0. And then 2 points off of 52 is a 50. As we go to the 5th round, halfway through the bout. So Lennox Lewis with a 5, inside 2, outside's blank. So Lennox Lewis on the offensive, 35. 35 on the inside, 4-point uppercut. Let's check the defense for Tommy, and he is going to get some defense here, -1, so it's a 3-point uppercut instead. Next segment, 5 for Lennox Lewis is inside 2. And an outside 1 for Tommy, so it's inside for Lennox Lewis. And an 06 is going to be a 2-point jab. And let's see, the stamina. Since Tommy Morrison's out of stamina, I think he used the 8 there. What was it? 06? 06 on the inside. 2-point jab. 2-point jab, but on a jab, you cannot knock somebody down. You can stun them, though, however. So let's check Tommy Morrison's numbers. It'll be 1 to 15. He'll be stunned, and he is stunned. So the next segment, and it's going to be inside blank for, or inside, doesn't really matter about the blank stars. Inside 62 is going to be a miss. So he is going to miss. And then a 19, no counter there for Tommy Morrison. And we'll go to the next segment. 6, outside 1, inside 2. So Tommy Morrison trying to take some initiative here as he gains momentum in this segment. 51. 51 on the insides, 3-point uppercut. And defense for Lennox Lewis is no go. So we'll go to the next segment. 5 inside 2, and then a 4 is outside 1. So back to Lennox Lewis. And a 56 on the inside is a miss. So no power shot there. Go to the next segment. 3 is outside 2. Outside blank. Lennox Lewis again. And we get a 23. 23 on the outside is going to be a punches landed. That's a 4-point cross. Takes him up to 9. And then an 8 on the D20. And that is going to be a power shot. So chin check on Tommy Morrison, and it's a 2. So he is knocked down. Now 1 to 6 and he's knocked out. And it's a 2 again. So Tommy Morrison is knocked out here in the 5th round of the fight. The fight is going to be stopped. Let's see. We can stop it with a even roll. We're in the 6th segment, the 141 mark. I guess that's how you do it, I think. The 141 mark, it is a knockout. Lennox Lewis knocks out Tommy Morrison here in the 5th, and it's pretty fitting because he was on his way because Tommy was out of stamina. It was pretty much a dominating fight by Lennox Lewis, and fittingly ends in a knockout. And I know I didn't do the TKO right there. When you get up to 15 points, 15-point lead within a round, you need to do a TKO check at every segment. And so I didn't do that correctly, but Lennox Lewis still made sure it was a knockout and wins the fight. So that's a look at Glory Days boxing. I'm sure I messed up some other things. When I printed things off, when I printed the cards off, this should be red right here, red and white lettering. But I had it in black. I had it in color, but I guess I was out of color ink. So it came out black and white, so I just kind of wrote those in. They look better than that. Like I said, it should be like a red stripe here if you go to Bleacher Bums Gaming and you check out his cards, you'll see what they really look like. And this is the board. Really, this is all you need. I mean, everything comes off the fighters cards. You don't need, there's no charts involved. This is just the event chart, and then you got the judges chart. You got the fouls down here, which we didn't have any fouls or cuts or swelling. Didn't have to go to those. So I think if you like title bout boxing, there's really no reason why you wouldn't like this game. I think, especially if you would prefer dice over fast action cards, then this is definitely right up your alley. I do think that games like boxing and hockey and basketball, faster paced sports, I think they do benefit with the fast action cards. So if you added fast action cards to this game, it'd be a slam dunk. There's no reason why you wouldn't like this game as much as title bout boxing, if not better. Those are some of my thoughts for Glory Days Boxing by Anthony from Bleacher Bums Gaming. Go check him out and watch a professional play it. You'll see it a little bit better in a better light than you did here. But so let me know in the comments where I screwed up. I'm sure, and if you want to check the comments, that'd be great, because I'm sure Anthony will put where I did screw up down in the comments below. And so until next time, you guys have a great day. Take care, and God bless.